a hanging Christmas decoration. For this particular one, I'm going to use a mixture of buttons and ribbons, but you can use sequins and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So first of all, I'm going to mark with my needle. And this just seals the stitch so it doesn't. Then I'll choose my button, and I think I'm going to go for blue. Put it so it's tight. Just stitch the button on a couple of times, and then right. I'm now going to add a ribbon. For this, I'm just simply taking a piece of ribbon, putting a knot in, cutting it off. I'm not going to cut my thread. I'm going to just carry it on down to the next place, poke it through. And then I'm going to stitch it through just so it holds the ribbon in place. And holding it in place, I'm going to go through the felt and the ribbon a couple of times to secure it. I'm just adding another button. Okay, so now once you have completed where your buttons and your bows are going, you now need to do a running stitch around the edge of the Christmas decoration. So we'll start off by putting it through the two. Don't worry about the loose ends at the back, they can be trimmed at the end once you've finished. Okay, we're now doing a basic hand running stitch, and this is where you have, it runs that side and it also runs that side too. And in order to do it, you try and keep in a line with where you last put your thread, and then you go back through that hole and again back through the hole. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just finishing off my stitching just with going over it a couple of times just to secure the area, and through the back I'm going to turn it over and you do a small stitch and then you thread it through the loop, and this just finishes your thread. And what I'm going to do is take some stuffing and wadding and put it in through and pop it in through and through the gap pop your stuffing through. Take your needle and carry on with your running stitch. So here's the finished product. I've stitched all the way around and I've finished it off in the corner where I started, and then I've taken another piece of felt on both sides and I've just single stitched that through, chain stitched that through, because it doesn't need to be quite as secure, and then I've just added a little button for detail. I've also used a hole punch in which I've punched a hole through and threaded a ribbon so it can hang.